Okie dokie. So welcome. We are here for our Saturday yoga in the park. It's a beautiful day. We're going to spend the next hour together just focusing on breathing and movement and letting go of all that stress that we hold in our bodies and our minds. So let's get nice and comfy on our mats, relax. Let's begin to breathe deeply in through the nose, expanding our exhale out through the nose. We want to feel that same area of our bodies contract and empty. While we continue to focus on nice long breath, bring awareness to your arms and let your and then let's guide our breath into our legs and breathe from our hips to our toes. Let's bring breath and awareness to our face. And breathe away any tightness from your forehead. Relax your eyes. Relax the jaw. Breathe away any tension in the neck. And then let's guide our breath down the spine. Feeling it weave itself in between each segment of the spine. Let's inhale the arms towards the sky and exhale behind us. Reach out through all of your fingers and press out to your heels. Spread your fingers really wide. Spread your toes out nice and wide. And then scrunch up your toes and make a tight fist with your hands. Spread everything open wide. Scrunch everything in really tight. And then let your hands and your feet relax. Inhale the arms back up and exhale, return to your side. Once there, let's bring left knee to chest, give ourselves a nice close hug, and then flex and point our foot. Rolling the ankle around, we lead with our big toe, and then let's go the other way. And let your foot rest. We'll send that leg out. Let's bring the other knee in nice and close. Same thing. Let's flex and point our foot. Rolling the ankle around. And reverse. And then just let your foot relax. And then we'll bring both knees in. So start out with a nice tight hug. We'll rock a few times side to side. Hold center and let's circle our knees around and around. Really feeling that massage in the lower back. And then let's reverse that. And then let your knees just hang out. Let's keep the left knee pulled in. Send the right leg back out onto the mat. While you're here, I want you to feel your belly button pulling down. Press through the back of your rib cage, and let's bring shoulders, neck, and head off the mat. And then we can rest that head down. And let's extend the left leg straight towards the sky. Walk your hands up a little bit closer towards your ankle. And then we can rebend that knee. Let's bring the right knee back in, and then we'll switch. We'll keep the right knee pulled in, send the left leg out straight onto the mat. Tighten the belly, press through the back of the ribs, round up nose towards your knee. And then release down. And we'll extend that leg straight up towards the sky. Pushing out through the heel, getting a beginning stretch in that hamstring and into the gluteal. And then let's rebend and bring both knees in together once again. Let's do a few more rocks side to side. And then a few more knee circles around and around. And reverse. And then just keep the knees tucked in. And on the next exhale, let's roll up. And once you've made it upright, come into our easy cross-leg position, feeling those sit bones on the mat. Allow your palms to open to the sky, backs of our hands resting on the knees. Dropping chin to chest, breathe into the back of the neck. Let's lift the head and tip back to open our throat. Again, let your chin drop to your chest. Lift the head to back, open our throat. And again, chin to chest. Now let's tip left ear, left shoulder. Drop the chin and tip right. Dropping the chin, we tip left. Drop the chin and tip right. And then let your chin just rest on your chest. Bring the head back to that neutral place. And then as we inhale, let's tip the head back, open the throat. Bring the head back to neutral and draw the chin to the chest. Again, lift the head, tipping back and opening our throat. And back through neutral, chin to chest. Once more, lifting the head, tipping back, opening our throat. And then just come back to that neutral place. We're going to turn our eyes to look over that right shoulder. And then back to center, let's turn and look left. Back through center, we turn and look right. Back through center, we turn and look left. And then return to center. And let's place our hands together at heart center. Inhale, open your arms and your heart. Exhale, round the spine, back through the hands close. Inhale wide. Exhale round. Inhale wide. Exhale round. Again, inhale wide. And exhale round. Let's let our fingers drift down as we drop the head, and let the shoulders just kind of roll forward. And then slowly start to straighten the spine, returning to our seated mountain pose. Let's take one more inhale. Exhale as we soften. And let's transition then onto hands and knees. So once we've made it onto all fours, check your hands, foundational hands, wide spread fingers. Hands turned in slightly, pressing down through second, third, and fourth knuckles on each hand. That's going to keep the weight out of your wrists and your thumbs. Nice straight line from the top of our head to the tip of our tailbone. Let's sink the navel as we lift the tailbone, lift the head, lift the heart. Exhale, round the spine, scoop the belly in, drop the head. Inhale, lift, open cow. Exhale, round cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, round cat. And then let's return to neutral spine. And let's extend through the heel of the right foot. We'll add the left arm forward and turn your left palm to the sky. Exhale, lower and switch. Extend through the left heel, add the right arm forward, palm to the sky. Exhale, lower, and let's switch again. Extend and reach. Exhale, lower, switching one more time. Extend and reach. And then let's return to all fours. Big toes close, knees apart. Start sending the tailbone back towards your heels. Allow your chest to melt through your knees, forehead on the mat. Open the palms to the sky and feel that stretch deepen down the side of the ribs. Come back into foundational hands. Let's tuck our toes and lift our tailbone towards the sky. Allow your head to dangle through extended arms and feel your ribs pulling closer to your thighs. Back of the shoulder blades reaching towards the gluteals. We'll nod the head yes. Shake our head no. And then just hang out. Let's begin to walk our dog, lift and lower each heel individually. And then press the heels down and inhale ourselves into plank. So we've got nice tight tummies, a straight line from our heels to the top of our head. And then exhale back up into down dog. Inhale, return to plank. And exhale, down dog. Inhale again into plank. Now modify to the knees and the tops of the feet. And as we exhale, the elbows are opening, the chest comes down, the hips come down. Now tuck the elbows in. Press through the hip bones and the tops of the feet. Lengthen the spine, rising into cobra. Exhale, elbows open, coming down. They tuck in as we inhale, lengthen, rise for cobra. Exhale again, coming down. And inhale, rise for cobra. Let's push all the way back into extended child's pose once again. Extending that tailbone all the way back to the heel. Return to foundational hands and let's tuck our toes. Bringing ourselves back up into downward facing dog. Inhale, return to plank. Modify if you'd like. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lengthen, rise, cobra. And exhale again, downward facing dog. Inhale, return to plank. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, lengthen, rise to cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's walk our dog a few more times. And then let the heels press down. Now let's return to all fours. Sink the navel, lift the tailbone, lift the head, open the heart, cow. Exhale, round cat. And then come back to neutral spine. From there, let's extend through the right heel once again. Adding our left arm forward, so we're back in that spinal balance. Let's bring the hand down and step that foot. Let's start lifting up our body. Reach high, touch the sky. Crescent moon. Exhale, let's fold forward, hands to the mat. Now let's tuck the left toes under and lift the left knee. That's going to bring us into runner's lunge. From there, let's step right foot back, returning us to our plank. Walking our dog a few more times. And then pressing our heels down. Let's come back to all fours. Sink the navel, lift the tailbone, lift the head, open the heart cow. And exhale again, round out for cat. And then we're back to neutral. And we'll extend through that left heel and the right arm. And then let's bring the hand down and step that left foot forward. Positioning our knee over our ankle, pressing through the top of the back foot. Reach to the sky, press it in. Exhale, let's fold hands to the back. Let's tuck the right toes, lift the right knee, and that's going to bring us into runner's lunge. Very good. Now let's step the right foot forward. Let's keep our big toes close with our heels apart, and then we'll inhale and slowly roll up. Reaching high to touch the sky. Exhale to the heart. Inhale to the sky, and exhale to the heart. Again, inhale, extend. Exhale, let's fold forward. Inhale, looking out. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Right foot back, left foot back plank. Exhale, let's lower. Inhale, lengthen, rise into cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, return to plank. And exhale, down dog. Right foot forward, left foot forward, toes close, heels apart. Inhale, rolling up. Reach high to the sky. Exhale to the heart. Inhale again, extend. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale to look out. Exhale, sinking deeper. Left foot back, right foot back plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lengthen, rise, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, return to plank. And exhale, down dog. Left foot forward, right foot forward, toes close, heels apart. Inhale, roll up. Reach to the sky. Exhale to the heart. Inhale again, extend and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, looking out. Exhale, sinking deeper. Right foot back, left foot back, plank. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, lengthen, rise, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, return to plank. And exhale, down dog. Right foot forward, left foot forward, toes close, heels apart. Inhale, roll up. Reach to the sky. Exhale to the heart. Again, inhale, touch the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look out. And exhale, sink deeper. Left foot back, right foot back, plank. Exhale, let's lower. Inhale, lengthen, rise, cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, return to plank. And exhale, down dog. Left foot forward, right foot forward, toes close, heels apart. Inhale, roll up. Reach high to the sky. Exhale to the heart. Let's extend the arms long at our sides. Feel your fingertips reaching downward and spread those toes out nice and wide. Opening the heart, standing mountain pose. Inhale, touch the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look out. Exhale, sink deeper. Right foot steps back, bringing us into runner's lunge. Once there, push the right heel down, turn your right toes out slightly, and draw a straight line from your left heel to the back of your right heel. Begin to lift up. Want to keep that left knee over our ankle with our hip bones forward and those shoulders square over the hips, and then catch your arms. Warrior one. Now let the arms start to open. We're going to hook them together behind us. Once you've got them hooked together, start to pull down with your hands, opening your throat, opening your heart. And then let's inhale to that neutral spine and begin to hinge forward. Think about getting that rib cage close to your thigh, and then try to lift the arms a little higher. Exhale, let's release our hands to the mat. Return to runner's lunge and send your left foot back into plank. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, lengthen, rise for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale again into plank. Lift the right foot and press back into three-legged dog. Stepping right foot forward, left foot forward. Toes close, heels apart. Inhale, looking out. Exhale, sinking deeper. Inhale, rolling up. Reaching to the sky. Exhaling to our heart. Inhale again, extend. And exhale, fold in half. Inhale, looking out. Exhale, sinking deeper. Left foot stepping back into lunge. Once there, left heel presses down. Left toes turn out slightly. Right heel's aligned with the back of your left heel. Lifting upper body, checking knee over ankle. Hip bones forward, shoulders squared out. Arms into warrior one. Arms open and let the hands hook together. Start to pull down with those hands, opening your throat, opening your heart. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, let's hinge forward. Think about ribs coming closer to that front thigh. And then letting the arms reach higher. And then let's exhale, the hands release. Return to runner's lunge and step back with your right foot, returning us to plank. Exhale, we lower. Inhale, let's lengthen, rise into cobra. Exhale, we're back up into downward. High, but press back into three-legged dog. And then let's step left foot forward, right foot forward, toes close, heels apart. Inhale, look out. Exhale, fold deeper. And then inhale, rolling up. Reaching high to the sky. Exhaling to our heart. And then let your arms extend at your sides. Returning to standing mountain pose. And then let's inhale to the sky. On the exhale, let's start bending our knees like we're about to sit in a tiny chair. And while we're bending the knees, pull them together. And keep your ribs lifting away from your thighs, letting those arms frame your ears. And there's our chair pose. Begin to hinge forward as the legs pull straighter. And then we'll inhale, look out. And exhale, melt a little deeper, cradling our elbows in the palms of our hands. Let your head just dangle within that frame. And then let's release our fingers to the mat and step back with our right foot. bringing us back into runner's lunge. Now let's remain in lunge and lift up into high lunge. And then see about adding arms to the sky for crescent lunge. And we open the arms and the heart. Inhale, neutralize the spine. Exhale, hinge forward. And that's going to bring us into our airplane lunge. Let the hands release to the mat. And start to walk yourself around into a wide straddle. So now we're facing the wide edge of our mat. Toes in, heels out. Hands under shoulders, knees as soft as you need them to be. Inhale, look out. And exhale, try melting deeper down. Let's press down into the palms, pushing the arms straighter and straighter. And then let's take that left hand and inch it towards our right big toe. Inhale the right arm to the side, and as we exhale, let's revolve at our waist, taking us into a twisting straddle. And exhale the right hand down. Bring the left hand back into place, and now bend the left knee. So we're going to shift our weight to the left. We're going to keep that right foot flat on the mat, and we're going to feel that deep stretch going up that inner right thigh. And then let's push back to center neutral. Inhale, looking out with our flat back. Exhale, the arms open wide, and there's our airplane. From there, let's inhale and begin to neutralize the spine, coming all the way up into five-pointed star. So we want to make sure that we've got our toes and our heels out, palms opening to the sky, feeling that reach all the way across that heart center from fingertips to fingertips. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, we're going to fold forward, brush the earth, and then inhale, grow into your sunflower. Exhale again, folding forward and growing into our sunflower. Exhale, fold, and inhale, rise. And then let's return to five-pointed star. Let the right arm start to lower. It's going to make a nice full arm circle up and return to star. And that left arm full circle. And then both arms together, lowering down. And reopen. Next, let's turn our left toe to the front end of our mat. Align our left heel with our right arch, and when you feel ready, bend that left knee. Look for that place where your body weight is centered equally into both feet. We're not feeling any pressure in that forward knee. And then we'll go straight. And try again. And let's pull straight. And one more time. Now start to stretch that front arm a little farther forward, and as we lift it, lower that right hand to that back right thigh and push out to the heel of your left hand for reverse warrior. And then let's pull the legs straight, re-extend both arms, and we're back to where we started. Now we're ready to begin our triangle pose. So imagine that you're being pressed between two panes of glass, nice and open and flat. And that right hip begins to pull right as our left arm starts to stretch far, far, far away from that right hip. Once we can't get any farther in either direction, go ahead and send the left hand down and reach that right hand towards the sky. You want to feel like we're being pulled upwards versus sinking down. Feeling all that open space across the heart. And then from there, let's bend the right elbow. So the back of our right hand is going to press into that lower back. And notice that our right shoulder and elbow are still pointing right up to the sky. And then let's bend the left knee. And we can either place our left forearm on our thigh or reach the hand all the way to the mat. So we can stay like that, or we can pass the left hand behind us, grab hold of the left wrist with your right hand, or perhaps you want to send that left hand between the legs, let your hands be together, and then keep rolling that right shoulder towards the sky. Exhale, let's send the right hand all the way back up. Left hand to the mat or left forearm on left thigh. And let's exhale, begin to revolve upper body and return to our lunge. Once there, step the left foot back into plank. Exhale, lowering. Inhale, lengthen, rise for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, return to plank. Lift the right foot not too high and press back again into three-legged dog. And then let's step the right foot through the hands, bringing us back into lunge. Once we're back in lunge, start to push the right leg straight and extend the left leg behind you, hip level. Hands form a tripod with that right foot, and that's tripod balance. Or we could align our right thumb with our right pinky toe. Start to roll the left hip open, adding left arm to the sky for half moon balance. Let's bring left hand down if it's lifted. And then try extending the right arm out to the side, shoulder level. And then perhaps you can extend the left arm also, and there's our balancing airplane. Let your hands return to the mat. Step the left foot in. Toes close, heels apart. Inhale, let's roll up. Reach high and touch the sky. To the sky. Exhale, start to bend the knees. So we're going to sit back in our tiny chair. Again, pulling the knees closer and closer together, keeping ribs off thighs. Upper arms frame our ears. Now start to fold forward as you straighten those legs. Inhale, look out, flat back. And exhale, try sinking a little deeper down, resting your ribs on your thighs, cradling your elbows in the palms of your hands. Release your fingers to the mat. Giant step back with our left foot into lunge. Once you feel you've well established your lunge, let's try lifting up our body into high lunge. And then see about adding our arms for crescent lunge. Let's open the arms, nice neutral spine. We're gonna hinge forward, and that's gonna bring us into our airplane lunge. And then as we exhale, release your hands to the mat. And let's proceed to walk ourselves around into wide straddle. So now you should be facing the other side of your mat. Once there, inhale, looking out, flat back. Exhale, we're gonna melt just a little bit deeper. Down through the palms, the arms push straight. And now let's take the right hand over towards our left big toe. Inhale, left arm to the side, and then exhale, revolve at the waist for a twisting straddle. And then let's exhale the left hand down. Bring the right hand back into place. And now start to bend the right knee, and we're gonna shift our weight to the right, keeping that left foot flat on the mat. Breathing up that inner left thigh. And then come back to that neutral center. Once there, inhale, flat back, look out. Exhale, let's return to straddle airplane. And then feel that belly button pulling in tighter and tighter as you begin to lift up our body, bringing us into 5-pointed star. So palms open to the sky, toes in, heels out. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, fold forward, and then inhale back up for your sunflower. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Try once more. Exhale, folding. Inhale, rise, stretch. And then let's reopen the arms, coming back into our star. Let's rotate our palms to face forward, and now let's bring the hands together. Cross your palms, lace your fingers, and then we'll press our index fingers together. And then let's bend the elbows so the elbows and the forearms get really close, and we want to keep those elbows shoulder level. And then try lifting the elbows just a little bit higher. Extending arms to the sky. And then let's return to our star. Now we're ready to turn our right toes to the front end of our mat. Align our right heel with our left arch. Think about being very tall and very open. And let's bend that right knee. And then we'll pull straight. And try again, bending the knee. And pull straight. One last time, let's bend that knee. And really seek out that spot where you're feeling very open, very strong, very balanced in your warrior two. I'll start to stretch that right arm a little farther forward. Lift the right, lower the left. Turning right palm to the sky, reverse warrior. And then let's start to bring the arms back to shoulder level, and we'll pull that leg straight, and we're right back where we started. And now we're ready for triangle. So again, visualize yourself pressed firmly between two panes of glass. We'll start to pull that left hip left and reach that right arm as far away from our left hip as we can. Once we can't get any more length, go ahead and lower that right hand and lift the left. Feel yourself being drawn towards the sky. Breathing away any tension that you're holding in your shoulders or your neck. Feeling our left hip pressing a little bit forward as our left shoulder pulls slightly back. And then from there, let's start bending the left elbow so we can press the back of our left hand in that lower back. And roll the left shoulder and elbow towards the sky. Now we can bend the right knee. And we can rest our forearm on our thigh or reach the hand to the mat. We can stay like that, or we can pass the right hand behind us, grabbing hold of right wrist with left hand, or sending that right hand through the legs so our hands can hook together behind us, and continue to roll that left shoulder open to the sky. And then let's send that left hand high, right hand to the mat or forearm to the thigh. And then as we exhale, let's begin to revolve upper body. And let's return to runner's lunge. Right foot steps back into a good solid plank. Exhale, lowering us down. Inhale, lengthen, rise into cobra. And exhale, press back into down dog. Inhale, let's return to plank. Lift the left foot not too high and press back up into three-legged dog. And then let's step that left foot to the hands, bringing us back into our lunge. And then we're going to push our weight forward onto that left foot as we're straightening our left leg and extending our right leg behind us, hip level. Hands form a nice sturdy tripod with our left foot. You can stay in tripod or align left thumb with left pinky toe. Start to roll that right hip open, adding that right arm for half moon balance. And then exhale, right hand down if it's lifted. And let's all try inhaling left arm out to the side. And then perhaps adding the right arm as well for our balancing airplane. And then exhale, hands to the mat. Go ahead and step the right foot in, toes are close, heels are apart. And we inhale and roll up. Reach high and touch the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. And then let's make our way back into standing mountain pose. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, let's bring hands together at our heart. And then begin to shift your weight into our right foot. Once we feel we've got good balance in that foot, you can place your left heel against your right ankle bone. And then begin to build your tree. Reaching your branches towards the sky. And then try opening those branches wide. And letting them float down. Sending the foot back down, rerouting that tree, coming into mountain pose once again. So now we'll do the exact same thing on the other side. So we want to feel that earth pressing into the bottom of our left foot. As we shift our weight into the left foot, hands placed together at heart center. And then we can bring our right heel against our left ankle bone. And then when you feel ready, you can grow your tree. And then we can add some reaching branches. And then we can slowly open the branches wider. And let them lower. Rerouting our tree. Toes in, heels out. Back into standing mountain pose. Inhale, reaching high. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, looking out. And exhale, sinking deeper. Inhale, rolling up. Reaching high. And exhale to our heart. Again, let's inhale, extend, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, looking out, and exhale, sinking deeper. Right foot back, left foot back into plank. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, lengthen, rise, cobra. And exhale again, downward facing dog. And then inhale, make your way back into plank. Let's keep right shoulder over right wrist, turning to the side into our side plank. Exhale, back around into our full plank. Pressing back up into down dog. Walking our dog. Pressing both heels down. And inhale, return to plank. This time, let's do left shoulder over left wrist. Again, opening the side plank. Exhale, we're back around into our plank. And then we're back up into downward facing dog. Again, we walk our dog a few more times. And then let's press the heels down. And then from there, let's bend the elbows so we end up on our forearms. And then try to walk your feet a little closer in, allowing your head to just dangle down. And then let's walk the feet back out, and that brings us into forearm plank. And then once there, let's ease to the knees, the tops of the feet, and we can walk our hands back in. And once we've made it back onto all fours, sink your navel, lift your tailbone, lift your head, open your heart cow. Exhale, round for cat. Make your way back to neutral spine and extend the right leg behind you, adding left arm out in front. And then we'll bring the hand down, and from there, let's bring that right knee forward so it's right behind the right wrist. And then start to inch that right heel across the body. You want to aim it at the left hip bone. And think about pointing your right knee out to the side. So instead of being straight ahead, you want to open it out to the side. Keep your weight over that left hip bone, and then when you feel ready, you can try sinking a little deeper down. Want to always make sure we're not feeling discomfort in that knee. So if you'd rather do upside down pigeon on your back, you can just flip over and get into the same position. Now I want you to press down through the outer edge of your right pinky toe and the top of your left foot. And then from there, let's inhale and start to lift upper body. Once we've made it upright, we're just going to remain here and think about opening your heart. Still keep. And then we're going to slowly sink our weight onto the right hip. Once we've got that done, let's stack our knees and our feet as close together as we can for our bodies. We're going to hang on to that left ankle with our left hand. Reach the right arm high. And then add a little bit of a side stretch. And then let's inhale that arm up and exhale. Let it float down. Once it's down, let's take the left foot and step it across the bent right knee. Let your left hand or right hand walk a little farther behind you, and then that left upper arm is going to tuck inside that left inner thigh. Let's inhale a little taller. And then as you exhale, press that upper arm against the inner thigh, rotate at your waist and look over your right shoulder. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, let that arm come down. And then let's take that left leg and stretch it out straight. And let's keep the bottom of our right foot pressed against left inner thigh. Then we're ready to side bend towards that left ankle. And stretch. And then we'll lift and let that arm come all the way down. Once down, let's stretch both legs out straight, hands on either side of our hips. Push down into your palms, press out through the bottoms of your feet. And then let's soften a little bit and let our fingers do the walking alongside the legs, folding forward. Pulling your ribs closer to your thighs and letting your head drop down. And then let's inhale and come back up. And then once you've made it back up, we're going to transition onto hands and knees. Bringing us back to all fours. And then let's tuck our toes under and send our tailbone again up towards the sky. And then let's ease down onto those forearms. And try walking your feet a little bit closer in. And then start to walk the feet back out so we end up in our forearm plank once again. And then from there, we can ease down onto the knees and the tops of our feet. And walk your hands back in. So now we're back on all fours. Let's extend through the left heel and add the right arm forward. We're back in the spinal balance. And then we'll bring the right hand down and let's bring the left knee forward, this time behind our left wrist. Guide that left heel across your body, aim it at your right hip bone. Think about opening the knee to the side and then inching that right leg a little farther back. And then when ready, see if you can sink a little deeper. Edge of your left pinky toe into the mat and the top of your right toes into the mat. there, let's inhale and start to lift upper body. Once we've made it upright, we're just going to continue to lift and breathe. And on the next exhale, let's shift our weight over onto that left hip. And then we'll bring the right knee around. We're going to stack everything as close together as we can. Hold on to that right ankle with your right hand. Send the left arm high, and we'll side stretch. And then let's lift back up. Let that arm float down. And let's take the right foot and hand farther behind us and bring that upper right arm inside that right thigh. So I want you to press that right arm against that inner right thigh. Inhale, taller and straighter. Exhale, rotate at the waist to look over that shoulder. And then inhale, reach to the sky. And exhale the arm down. Once there, we're going to stretch out that right leg. Keep the left knee bent. Placing the bottom of our left foot close to that right inner thigh. Reaching right hand towards ankle, left arm high, and side bend. And then lift up. Let the arm come back down. And let's go ahead and stretch out both legs. And then once there, you can just bounce your knees up and down a few times. And let your hands start to walk forward, pushing back to the tailbone and folding forward. And then we're back up. And let's bend our knees. Placing our hands behind our thighs. First thing we're going to do is engage the belly, so tighten it up. Feel your shoulders drop down, keeping your heart nice and open. When you're ready, you can balance on your tailbone. And we want to make sure that we're not allowing the back to round. So keep that belly button nice and tight. And then you can begin to lift your feet. We're not worried about getting legs all the way straight. Just want to find that place where we can maintain a nice straight spine. And we can add our arms. And then let's let the arms fold right across our heart and start to slowly open. Once we've made it all the way down, you're going to stretch the arms straight back and push out through your heels. And then feel your body go soft. Let's pull the left knee up against our chest. And then we'll stretch that leg straight up towards the sky. Again, walk your hands up as close to your ankle as you can. Think about pulling toes over your head. Seeing if you can feel a noticeable difference from when we did this in the very beginning. And then let's rebend that knee. Place your foot on the mat, arms at your sides, palms to the sky. Let's extend the right leg towards the sky. And then slowly start to lift our hips. And then let's lower the hips. And cross the right leg over your left leg, opening your arms wide to the side. Start to drop your knees to the left and look right. And then we'll bring the knees back to center. And now let's pull the right knee in close to the body and stretch your left leg out onto the mat. Extend that right heel towards the sky. Walk your hands up as close to your ankle as you can. Think about pulling those toes over your head. And then let's rebend the knee. Let the foot rest down. Arms at your sides, palms to the sky. Let's extend the left leg towards the sky and then begin to lift the hips. And then let's lower the hips. And we're going to cross that leg over the right, arms open wide. And now let's drop our knees to the right and look to our left. And then let's come back to neutral. And let's uncross. Again, bring the arms in closer to the body. Tightening the belly, lifting the hips. Coming up into that two-footed bridge. And then try clasping your hands under your body. Walking your shoulder blades a little closer together as you press your knuckles into the mat. And then let your hands release and let's slowly melt back down. And then once you've made it all the way back down, let's tuck knees close to the body, giving ourselves a nice hug and a few gentle rocks side to side. And then those nice, easy knee circles, really pressing through lower back. And a few going the other way. And then just keep the knees in nice and close. Begin to open the knees with your big toes touching, pressing your thighs against your ribs. And then let's take the legs wider, soles of the feet come close together, pulling our heels towards our And then from there, let's stretch our legs out straighter and wider. And then start to rebend your knees. And now I want you to keep the knees bent, but push flat feet to the ceiling and pull down with your hands. And then from there, let's release the hands, bring the knees back into the chest. And send the left leg out to the mat. Tighten the belly as you press through the back of your ribs and bring the shoulders, neck, and head off the mat. And come back down and switch legs. Tightening the belly, pressing through the back of the ribs, we round up. And then lower down. And then send that leg out onto the mat. Once the legs are straight, let your arms come alongside your body, palms to the sky. And the first thing I want you to do is pull down on the back side of your belly button, like you're trying to hold it to your spine without holding your breath. And then let your belly button relax. And push out through the heels of your feet so you're simply tightening the legs. And then let your legs relax and do the same with your arms, stretching long and straight, tightening just the arms. And then let those arms relax. Let's take the left arm and bring it right across your heart. Use your right hand to push gently on that upper left arm. And then switch so now the right arm comes across. And then keep the right arm there and just let the left arm come across so you give yourself a hug.
And then just change the cross of the arms and give yourself another hug. And then we can simply let the arms float back to our sides.
The folly of men has enhanced the value of gold and silver because of their scarcity, whereas on the contrary, it inherent has really given us all the best. Let us set aside all of our anxious thoughts. Make a choice to live today with courage, with an open heart, a grateful heart, and a hopeful heart, spreading random acts of kindness to all living things. Remember, my soul honors your soul. I honor that place in you where the entire universe resides. I honor the light, the love, the truth, the beauty, and the peace within you, because it is also within me. In sharing these things, we are united, we are the same, we are one. Namaste.